The tropical Pacific has been under La Niña's spell for 3 consecutive years, a rare and prolonged event that has captured the attention of meteorologists worldwide. This climate pattern, characterized by cooler-than-average sea surface temperatures in the central and eastern Pacific, has far-reaching consequences for weather around the globe, influencing everything from rainfall patterns to hurricane activity. However, recent observations indicate that La Niña's grip is finally loosening, offering a glimmer of change on the horizon. Sea surface temperatures are gradually warming, signaling a transition to a more neutral state, which could bring a shift in global weather patterns. While La Niña's intensity diminishes, its influence on North America's weather persists, continuing to affect precipitation and temperature trends. The atmospheric circulation patterns established during its reign continue to shape weather systems across the continent, creating a complex interplay of forces. This means we can expect some familiar weather patterns to linger, at least in the short term, such as increased rainfall in some regions and drought in others. This transition period, where La Niña's influence wanes, can be a time of unpredictable weather, with sudden changes and unexpected events. The atmosphere is adjusting to the changing conditions in the Pacific, and this can lead to unexpected shifts in weather patterns, making forecasting a challenge. As we move further into spring, it's crucial to stay informed about the latest weather forecasts and be prepared for a variety of conditions, from sudden storms to unseasonal warmth, ensuring safety and readiness for whatever comes our way. La Niña's most significant impact on North America's weather is its influence on the jet stream, a powerful force that shapes our climate in profound ways. The jet stream is a fast-flowing river of air high in the atmosphere that steers weather systems across the continent, acting as a boundary between cold and warm air masses. During La Niña, the jet stream tends to shift northward over western North America and southward over the eastern half of the continent, creating distinct weather patterns that can have significant impacts on various regions. This altered jet stream pattern typically brings wetter-than-average conditions to the Pacific Northwest, leading to increased rainfall and potential flooding, while simultaneously causing drier-than-average conditions in the southern United States, which can exacerbate drought conditions. It also contributes to warmer-than-average temperatures in the southeast, making winters milder and summers hotter, and cooler-than-average temperatures in the north-central states, often resulting in more snowfall and prolonged cold spells. Even as La Niña weakens, these general patterns are likely to persist in the coming months, continuing to influence weather conditions across the continent. The lingering effects of La Niña's jet stream influence are particularly evident in the current drought conditions plaguing the southern United States, where the lack of rainfall has led to severe water shortages and stressed agricultural systems. The drier-than-average conditions brought on by the southward dip in the jet stream have exacerbated drought conditions, particularly in states like California and Texas, where water resources are already stretched thin. While some relief may come with the transition to a neutral state, it's crucial to remember that drought recovery takes time and the impacts of prolonged dry periods can linger for years, affecting everything from crop yields to water supply. Adding another layer of complexity to the weather outlook is a phenomenon known as Sudden Stratospheric Warming, SSW. This intriguing event is not just a minor blip in the atmospheric conditions but a significant occurrence that can reshape weather patterns. This event, characterized by a rapid warming of the stratosphere, the layer of the atmosphere above the troposphere where we live, can cause temperatures to rise dramatically within a short period. This sudden increase in temperature can disrupt the usual flow of the atmosphere. Such disruptions can have significant impacts on weather patterns in the northern hemisphere, altering the usual climatic conditions we expect during winter months. SSW events can disrupt the polar vortex, a large area of low pressure and cold air that typically circulates around the North Pole. This disruption can lead to a cascade of weather changes. When the polar vortex weakens or splits, it can allow frigid Arctic air to plunge southward, leading to unusual cold outbreaks and increased snowfall in parts of North America, Europe, and Asia. These cold air masses can travel far from their origin, bringing severe winter conditions to regions unaccustomed to such extremes. While the connection between SSW events and surface weather is still an area of active research, they have been linked to some of the most extreme winter weather events in recent history. Scientists are continually studying these events to better understand their triggers and impacts. Understanding the potential impacts of SSW events is crucial for predicting and preparing for extreme winter weather. By improving our knowledge of these phenomena, we can enhance our forecasting abilities and better prepare communities for the challenges posed by severe winter conditions. While La Niña typically brings drier than average conditions to the southern United States, the northern tier of the country often experiences the opposite. The northward shift in the jet stream can lead to increased snowfall in parts of the Midwest, Great Lakes region, and Northeast. The potential for increased snowfall is further heightened by the recent SSW event. While it's difficult to predict the precise location and timing of snowfall, areas from the northern plains to the northeast could see above-average snowfall totals through April. This is particularly true for areas that are typically on the edge of major storm tracks. It's important to note that these are just predictions, and the actual snowfall totals will vary depending on the track of individual storms. However, it's crucial to be prepared for the potential for significant snowfall and the associated impacts, such as travel disruptions and power outages. Looking ahead to the fall and winter of 2025 and 2026, there is growing potential for the development of El Niño. El Niño, characterized by warmer-than-average sea surface temperatures in the central and eastern Pacific, is the opposite phase of La Niña, and has its own set of impacts on global weather patterns. If El Niño does develop, it could bring significant changes to North America's weather. Typically, El Niño winters are associated with wetter-than-average conditions across the southern United States and drier-than-average conditions in the Pacific Northwest. The jet stream tends to shift southward during El Niño, bringing more frequent storms to California and the Gulf Coast. However, it's important to remember that every El Niño event is unique and can bring unexpected weather patterns. The strength and timing of El Niño's development will play a role in determining its precise impacts on North America's weather. As we navigate this period of transition from La Niña to a neutral state and potentially towards El Niño, it's more important than ever to stay informed about the latest weather forecasts and be prepared for a variety of conditions. Weather can be unpredictable, and being prepared is the best way to stay safe and minimize disruptions to our daily lives. Beyond staying informed, I encourage you to become a weather observer in your own right. Pay attention to the weather in your local area and note any unusual patterns or events. Share your observations with friends, family, and on social media. By working together and sharing information, we can gain a better understanding of our planet's ever-changing climate. Your observations can help scientists and meteorologists track weather patterns and improve forecasts. They can also raise awareness about the impacts of climate change and the need for action to address this global challenge. The weakening of La Niña, the recent stratospheric warming event, and the potential for El Niño in the coming years highlight the dynamic nature of our planet's climate system. Weather is constantly evolving, and understanding these changes is crucial for adapting to our changing world. By staying informed, being prepared, and engaging with the science of weather and climate, we can navigate these changes and build a more resilient future for ourselves and generations to come. The weather is everyone's business, and by working together, we can create a safer and more sustainable future for all. As a climate scientist, I am constantly reminded of the interconnectedness of our planet's systems. The weather we experience is a reflection of complex interactions between the atmosphere, oceans, land, and even living things. Understanding these connections is essential for predicting and adapting to the challenges of a changing climate. I believe that knowledge is power, and that by empowering ourselves with information about our planet, we can make informed decisions that benefit both people and the environment. I encourage you to continue learning about climate change, engage in conversations about solutions, and support policies that promote a sustainable future. Together, we can create a world where both people and planet can thrive.